Welcome to Startup Confidential, what industry insiders will never tell you that you need to know if you're building a consumer brand. With your host, best-selling author of Ramping Your Brand, Dr. James Richardson. Let's do this.
Have your goals for the business changed since you guys started?
No, I'd say they've always been the same. I mean, really, like I said before, we wanted to create a really good product, and we talk about it as a really good product that people would actually miss if it disappeared. That's sort of always been the goal. If you're looking for, more of a straightforward answer to the question that I sort of assume you're asking, then yeah, our goal is to be acquired, right? Like we understand how this industry works. The scale that these strategics have, it's pretty remarkable.
Right.
You want to get your product distributed more widely and in the hands of more people. Aligning with one of them is kind of inevitable.
Right.
Open to all options, but that's, again, if you're looking for the straightforward answer, that is ultimately the goal.
No, I hear you. It is a unique feature of alcohol.
Yeah.
The incumbents have an insane lock on distribution might.
Yep, the 3-tier system is a beast. I don't see it changing anytime soon.
No.
And, you just got to play within that framework.
What is the worst advice you received on scaling Dipto?
It's interesting. Honestly, I don't know if I can pinpoint anything in particular.
Okay.
All advice needs to be taken with a healthy grain of salt. I'm just generally a believer that nobody really knows what they're doing. And I get, of course, there's experts and there's people that have done this for a while, and that knowledge and wisdom, I don't mean to discard that. That is definitely worth something. But every brand and every time, especially time, is unique. And what might work now may not work later. So yeah, I don't know if there's like worst advice that I can specifically recall, but
maybe you didn't.
Advice.
But you weren't like a conference junkie, right? You weren't exposing yourself to unsolicited cuckoo advice.
No, I mean, I would ask people at the beginning, and the biggest advice I got was don't do it.
That's super helpful.
Yeah. I mean, it may be helpful. Like maybe for most people, that's absolutely the right advice. I just use that as sort of fuel.
I hear you. There's so much of that too. It's a weird instinctual thing. People think they're being helpful by warning you or cautioning you. Tends to be friends and family.
Well, these were industry people that
and industry people also think they're being helpful by trying to dissuade you. And I actually got a similar thing when I launched my B2B thing from a few industry vets. Not a lot, but
honestly, I think it's helpful. Again, I used to be in the music festival industry, and I've had people ask me, and I sort of gave the same advice, which is like, don't do it. It's too hard. And, all the power is consolidated among two big players. So I think either you have to hear that advice and decide, well, I'm doing it anyway, or you really think and maybe you don't start.
Yeah, I think I posted like a year ago, I posted like, if you contemplate stopping because someone just sort of barfed up, don't do it, then definitely stop right now. Yeah. Because you're not going to last.
It is in fact hard.
The nice thing about it is it really does hopefully forces you to people think a lot smarter. And I still, that's why I wrote my book, was like, just think a lot harder, because that's actually that's something you control, and that's your leverage, is if you can outthink the lazy incumbent. And I look at you guys as a perfect example, because I can't imagine going into a meeting at Diageo and selling in little adorable cans.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. And your book was very helpful. I mean, not coming from CPG, certainly,
All right.
not in Bev Elk. I really did know nothing. And the idea of getting an order from Costco right when we started, that would be hard to say no to, right?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God, I can't even
Yeah.
imagine.
So you do have to be smart, and the book was quite helpful with a lot of tidbits.
I have an equivalent to that. I'm totally off topic, but
All right.
some people listening might enjoy this. I had an investment bank when I had no idea what I was doing. Yes, there was 2 years of that before I wrote the book. No clue how to get any money to come into the banking. I had meetings with basically anyone with a pulse, and I had a meeting with an investment banker, and he offered me 40 grand to do like some lengthy, super in-depth category market research review. The kind of I used to do for a company.
Right.
That was a lot of money, and man, did I need that money.
But you didn't take it.
I did not take it, and I had rehearsed for this problem because I knew if I kept doing interviews, this might happen.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
had I had talked myself into this was I'd rehearsed my rebuttal, which is, well, I'd love to help, just to be helpful, and I'd really like the money. But the reality is if I did that, I'll just make up his name, Dave. If I did that, Dave, you see, I'd be working 10 weeks nonstop for you. I would do no marketing, no PR.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do any LinkedIn posting. I'd be so overwhelmed. And this business would just never start.
Yeah.
So,
Smart. Sometimes you got to do the hard thing.
no, I said no, thank you.
Yeah.
I think he was actually shocked because guy bankers are used to hearing, "Oh my God, thank you."
Right.
Oh dear, thank you. All right, enough banging on them. What's the best advice you received about scaling TipTop?
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, this probably is not that helpful because I think if you know enough, then this is kind of obvious, but focus on velocity. I think that's the best advice. It's like at this point, knowing what I know, it's so obvious. But yes, don't go opening new doors without really learning who your customer is
Right.
and what they like, and especially just ensuring that your product is turning. That's the best advice. And margins matter. That's also good advice. Which again, obvious.
But not to the average person starting. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I wrote the book. I mean, when used to go around Expo West, and I would literally just glad hand and I hate doing that. I would do every person, and that was my little soft social science finding was these people aren't alert to basic things, but they
Yeah.
just paid 20 grand for this booth.
Yeah. I
That
could see that.
was frightening, man. All right. Here's the fun question. Why did you decide to shift out of the CEO hot seat? I can't imagine why.
I mean, there's a few reasons. One, I know myself decently well,
Good.
and the value I can add to this business has just kind of diminished over time. Where I add the most value is sort of the 0 to 1. I think I have good intuition. I've got a good eye for branding, but I'm definitely one of those founders that has shiny object syndrome.
Mm.
And all I want to do is innovate with new cocktails, new packaging, even new brands.
That's why you never. That's why after I talked to him 4 years ago, told him to stop making new drinks. He never called me again for 2 years.
No, so all
I
the
insulted the team.
no, and you're definitely not, as you probably know, definitely not wrong. We talk about our core
Right.
all the time, and that's the focus. The intention of all the new innovation was always basically marketing as product.
Yeah.
Instead
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
other forms of marketing, it was, hey, let's connect with the creator of the paper plane and the penicillin. Let's put those drinks out with them.
No,
Yeah, it was
it's
marketing.
been fun to watch and drink.
And yeah, the problem, the intent was like, all right, well, let's do those online exclusively.
Right.
And then when we tried to do that, retailers would get really upset.
No, I bet.
Really
I
upset.
could see that. Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're not carrying anything ever again from you.
Oh no.
The truth is they have the power. And so, yeah, it was challenging to figure that out. And we're still sort of figuring it out, but we've created, I think, 16 cocktails. We've culled it down to like 12.
Right.
Well, and now it's so many that retailers understand, oh, right, I can't have all of them. So maybe we should hang on to
Right.
I guess back to your,
But do you think part of that is that your product's pretty small in terms of like linear inches, right? Compared to a big bottle of vodka.
totally.
So I'm wondering if they just feel like it should be have a ton of SKUs. And yet this category doesn't exist, right? I mean, isn't this basically new?
It's fairly small. I mean,
I mean,
it falls
cocktail
with-
strength is new.
yeah, it falls within the RTD category, which obviously is not that new, and
Okay.
it's massive, but within it's not considered ready to serve because it's a single serve size, according to Nielsen. So
Interesting.
if you parse down the categories even further, I mean, we are the number one in the Nielsen scans in high proof,
Right.
ready to drink, spirit-based ready to drink. But yeah, I don't know. Anywho, so that's one of the reasons I sort of passed the torch as CEO. And yeah, I mean, the other is the business, what it needs is not innovation, not new packaging. It just needs operational discipline. And that's just, and good management of people and systems. And that's just not what I'm good at.
Right.
And to have someone on our team, Nick, who was really good at that.
But is it possible that you're good at hiring, Yoni?
Well, it's a good question. We've had some great hires.
Okay.
And we've had some not great hires.
Hmm.
I think Nick is one of those great hires, which is why we promoted him into the CEO spot, obviously. But we've definitely made some mistakes there. And hiring people is hard.
Ugh.
It's real hard.
Yeah, I've always thought, I mean, I respect your self-awareness. I respect people who want to sort of step back essentially from operational control. It takes a lot of guts, but seems to me you have to have made a superb couple of hires to be able to to do that.
Yeah. I think we are at that point.
I think that's a big if, because not everyone can find those people.
No, yeah. And it's really hard to tell. Like the hiring process is mostly done by interviewing. And quite honestly, kind of worthless. I mean, you have to do it as, this isn't the most professional term, but as sort of a vibe check, right? Like, do I want to talk to the person every day? Do I want to sit near them? Do I want to see, be on Zooms with them all the time? There has to be some sort of cultural alignment, but
Right.
the interview process is not that helpful in figuring out if this is going to be a good fit. And that's one of the things I definitely learned. I think getting references from people that they did not put on their list of references, I think that's the best way to hire, and something I look to improve on in the future.
Yeah, that's a great way to get at the hidden weaknesses that are being concealed. I agree with you. Yeah, it's not easy, but cool. Well, thanks for your time, Yoni. I actually learned a few things, so that's cool on your journey.
Yeah.
I've been sitting on the sidelines, and I'll probably go this weekend, grab another 4-pack of something. I'm out. I'm currently out.
Perfect. Well, appreciate your patronage. And, happy you enjoy them. And yeah, thank you for inviting me on the pod.
All right, take care.
All right, take care.
Thanks for listening. Remember, Dr. Richardson has loads of resources for founders at premiumgrowthsolutions.com.